Okay, this is the real numbers and the real scenarios if you're looking to take on a DPD franchise. This is based on their own sliding scale. Now, I only did the sliding scale for a few months before I realised I was making very little money, and I managed to get onto a diamond stop rate. But these are the sliding scale numbers that I was going to go back onto if I'd stayed with DPD. So to start off with, you pay £400 for the route, okay? You then pay a £2,000 deposit, which they say you'll get back. Your fixed costs are fixed vehicle mileage of 97.79, insurance is 471.85, lease 487.77. They charge you a management fee of £11.47, and then they charge you to use their Saturn device at £9.21. Including VAT, your total fixed costs for the 13 billing periods, £1,293.71. Now, if you put that over the year, over the 13 billing periods, your fixed costs £16,818.23. You've then got to add in your variable costs, which are your fuel. They also charge you for excess mileage, and then they charge you for cosmetic vehicle repairs if you take those in, and any call out charges. So if you have a tyre fix, for example, out on the road, they'll charge you for the call out. Okay, so those are your costs. Now, the income is based on the sliding scale that I've got and my own route and my own experience since February last year. Okay, so this is based on 130 miles a day, because I was out in SP8, which was Gillingham in Dorset, and it's charged on 90 stops per day, which is about average, because you don't get paid for any return stops. So you might get given 98 to 100, but obviously if someone's not in or whatever, you've got to take the parcel back. Even though you've been, you still got to take the parcel back to the depot, right? So based on that stop rate, they would give me £1.98 per stop. So if I did 90 stops, I would consider my day rate to be £213.84. That would be including VAT. If I do that for 20 days in that billing period, my total income would be £4276.80, including VAT. Pay the VAT man £384.91, which was 9%. That would give me a total income of £3891.89, and fixed costs of £1293.71. Variable costs I've put in just for fuel, not excess mileage, but fuel, £598, based on about 23p per mile over 130 miles a day. That gives me a total income for the billing period of £2,000. So if you put over that over the 13 billing periods, that will give you an income of 26 grand a year. Then you've got to take your tax off that, okay? So 10 hours a day, which it generally was, £10 an hour. That's best case scenario as well, because that doesn't include the excess mileage that they charge you. It doesn't include any money for repairs, okay, on the van, or call out charges. It doesn't include any customer issues. So straight away, even if it's not your fault, if there's an issue with a customer, they just take the money off you straight away. No questions asked. Now, effort versus reward, £10 an hour to go out for 10 hours a day, delivering up to 25 kilo parcels, returning to the depot at the end of the day, doing all their labelling for them. And the real kicker here is, if your van is off the road, which it generally happens a lot, because the vans are used, you know, every day, probably to the to a large extent, stopping, starting 100 times a day. So you have issues with your van. Plus, the one I got was a 2019. It had 80,000 miles on the clock. My van was off the road all the time. And the kicker with this is you still pay for your lease and all the other bits that I've described, but you're not earning anything. They won't give you another van, and you can't go out earning money elsewhere because your job's with DPD. So if your van's off 4 or 5 days every couple of months, you're in real trouble here. Now, I actually managed to get myself on a diamond stop rate, which I'll talk to you a little bit more in another video, but anybody not on a diamond stop rate doing the same route as me, That's what you would earn. Best case scenario, £10 an hour. Is it worth it?